It is Christmas in August. It is that time of year where I get sick and tired of sitting in the house. It's right in the middle of our trail camera survey time. Most of my cameras are out. I just got these in the mail today. I've got a few more to set. But we're right in between that time of hanging trail cameras and planting food plots. I don't like to get too jacked up in early August on planting our food plots. We're right here in central Illinois. If we get a hot dry spell, we tend to get a lot of weeds flush in the food plot before the actual plants that we're planting get up and going, unless we're planting a straight brassica plot. You know, we've been planting a few of those here lately. Been planting some stuff with Jeff Butler at Full Draw Hunts. It is August 12th, and me and Jeff are out here making a new plot. What we've got is, it's about a 500-acre farm, and I would say 60 to 70% of it is in CRP, and it has never been worked. So what he did was come in here and sprayed this plot. It's up here on top of a ridge. 3 weeks ago, so everything's dead. We came back and we had a really bad thatch, so we lit a fire in it. Now he's working it with the ferminator. But if you look at the aerial view of this, we've got a little ridge right here, and all these bucks, when the rut comes, they're cruising this way, and then they're cruising across the tops. There's a couple little heads of timber on each side of the plot. We've got a tree on the south side of the plot for a north wind. We've got a tree on the north side of the plot for a south wind, and we've also got a spot to put one of these redneck hay bale blinds that we just built. So we've got all of our bases covered right here on this one plot. End of October, when the bucks really start cruising, this will be a gathering place for all the deer on this farm, just the way everything lays. Don't just put a food plot out where there's open ground, put it where those deer want to be. The time that we put in right now is what's going to pay off when October and November rolls around. So we're hitting it hard, we're sweating, but it's all going to be nice whenever we have a deer at 25 yards broadside. Be patient this time of year. There's not a lot of deer moving around. We're about a month away from deer that are shedding, maybe 3 weeks. That's the time period you want to get excited. That's whenever those deer will start moving in and out, especially like our farm. Most of my deer don't show up until mid to late September. That's whenever we try to really key in on our cameras and get that early season pattern on a deer, that late September going into that first part of October when our bow season comes in. We've had probably one of the wettest spring/summers that I can remember. And now we went from one extreme to the other. It's fairly dry right here. This food plot's kind of up on a clay hill knob. It's not the best soil anyways, so I'm glad that we haven't planted it yet. Like I said, I normally wait, because I plant mostly blends. Feeding Frenzy that Pennington makes is one of the main components of my fall food plots. And I'm out here in one of the plots actually right now. Same plot that I killed the deer that I called Gorilla last year. I'm actually probably standing in the exact same spot where he was standing when I shot him. I always like to have a plan before I go into actually the planting process. And this plot is right at 1 acre. It's kind of a boomerang shaped plot. The stand sticks out on the point. And one thing that I didn't talk about last year, which I probably should have, was when we planted it. Me and Tom came in here and planted it. It was 117 degrees that day, and we had some rain coming. We actually got it in pretty good. It was that last part of August, which we're coming up on right now. But we had rain in the forecast. Right now we don't, so I'm just waiting. But one of the main things we did, I planted Feeding Frenzy. But one of my favorite plants to plant for deer is chicory. That blend doesn't have chicory in it, but that's okay, because in a bow hunting food plot, I'll plant the whole thing in Feeding Frenzy and then step off about a 40-yard half circle right in front of the stand and just topsoil chicory after we get our Feeding Frenzy put on with the Ferminator. What that does is the deer, every deer that comes into this plot, they walk in, they immediately walk in, they'll feed around for a little bit, but before those deer leave, they've got to come over and get a bite of chicory. I don't know what it is. It's just a plant that they crave, and it's something different that's in the plot. I mean, I've watched deer walk all the way across the plot. Like, well, the deer that I killed, he walked from one end to the other and stopped when he got to the edge of the chicory. You can kind of see it in the video. There's just a little half circle, a little bit more of a green tinge to the plot. And that's one of my favorite things to do, because I bow hunt most of the time, and trying to get these early season patterns on deer is to put that chicory right in front of the stand. It's the only spot that I give them, and so it gives you more opportunities and gets them more into the effective kill range. You know, I don't like to shoot much past 40 yards. I can if I have to. I'm very confident out to 50, but just waiting on the day we can get the food plots in, get the cameras up, and get a pattern on a deer. But right now we're just making plans.
There's a place I go, tucked back in the pines, where a green field grows, my own little paradise. I'm thankful for this land and the life that it provides. See, the measure of a man is what he leaves behind. Oh, oh, take what you need and pass it on down.
That's better, right? That's good. Here we go.